5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
On the brakes, Leclerc has that inside line. Perez goes off the track, comes the chicane, off goes Leclerc, through goes Hamilton. Unbelievable stuff.
This is Solo P1. Welcome to the Dutch Grand Prix qualifying quick review. Lewis Hamilton out of Q2. That's the biggest news. What's going on at the Grand Prix? Lewis Hamilton out of Q2. I don't know why he's out, but he's out. Look, Lewis Hamilton said, speaking with a journalist after, he says he just went downhill like a domino effect from the moment I had that incident with Checo, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. He just got more snappy, the steering, and more oversteer. Terrible. So Lewis Hamilton says, Hamilton declares Dutch GP weekend done after Q2 exit, while Russell describes P4 as a fair result. That car was in a good place at the weekend, guys. That car was in a good place. I thought Lewis Hamilton was going to get pole. Of all places, I want to see Lewis Hamilton get pole. It's here, being the obvious. I want him to get pole here in front of the Dutch fans. Still hasn't happened yet since they've had the Dutch Grand Prix. Max Verstappen has had a stronger hold on this track since they introduced it back in 2021 or 2022. They introduced it. He's had a stronger hold on this track. No one's got nowhere near him, but that's going to change this weekend. Lewis Hamilton is out of Q2. He's going to start off 12th tomorrow. That's if Checo, his so-called incident on the track where Lewis Hamilton could do nothing about it. Lewis Hamilton could do nothing about it. The part of that track is so narrow and it was on a bend. He was saying that Checo was saying that Lewis Hamilton was impeding him. There was no way Lewis Hamilton was impeding him. There was nothing Lewis Hamilton could have done, and there was nowhere that Lewis Hamilton could have done. They'd done the analysis on the SkyPad. Anthony, he'd done the analysis on the SkyPad. Martin Brundle said it as well, that there was nowhere Lewis Hamilton can go. Nowhere, because it's that part of the track. Checo was moaning on the radio, and when he went in there, because all I demand is respect on the track. Lewis Hamilton tried to move over, but if he would have moved over a little bit more, he would have been on the racing line, and if a car would have went past, that was a potential accident right there. So there's nothing Lewis Hamilton could have done, but he continued to moan. He's going to the stewards. We haven't heard anything at all. We haven't heard nothing from the stewards yet. Nothing to come online about any penalties going to Lewis Hamilton. But there is a chance that if he gets found guilty, that Lewis Hamilton could face a 3-second place grid penalty. So that would be even worse. So we'll slip down to like 13th, 15th. No good. Anyway, Lewis Hamilton basically saying his weekend is over. I don't believe Lewis Hamilton's weekend is over. I still think he can come back. At the end of the day, this track is very hard to overtake. Yes, but you could still come back. There might be rain tomorrow. If it's rain tomorrow, anybody can win this race. Anybody. Now, this season is absolutely amazing. We all know at the beginning of the season, it didn't really start to get good until just before Silverstone. I forgot the race for Silverstone. I think it was Austria, one of them anyway. But when it started to come into the summer, all the other cars, all the upgrades that they worked on over the winter worked. Now, the problem is Max Verstappen's got a healthy lead over Lando Norris in second place. But the reason why he's got the healthy lead is because he won about 4 or 5 races at the beginning of the season. That's why. Now, I want Lando to win the world title. I would love Lando Norris to win the world title. But I think he might have left it too late. There's been too many mistakes. Little mistakes like the one at Monza where he was chasing Max Verstappen and he was like a few seconds behind him, but he kept running over the curb in one of the chicanes and he kept losing time and he lost that race. There were so many races that Lando Norris should have won, but it didn't come to fruition. It just didn't happen for him. And what happened is, it's not like Max Verstappen was winning the other races. No. Lewis is 1-2. George Russell's 1-1. Charles Leclerc 1-1 at Monaco. That was an amazing win by Charles Leclerc. Sainz is 1-1. So really what was happening is, even though Max Verstappen had that nice healthy lead over Lando. Max Verstappen wasn't winning every single race while that gap was there, but other drivers were. So the other drivers were taking points off Lando, not really off Max, because Max was in front. And that's what happened. If Lando would have won them races that he should have, I believe Lando would have been right by Max Verstappen now. But it is what it is. It's not over. The team, the McLaren team, is saying that they're still in it. They're still saying that we've got a chance to win this. They're not giving up. I believe that if McLaren get a 1 and 2 this weekend, they'll be in front of the constructors. They'll be leading the constructors. That's because of Checo hemorrhaging points. That's where the stress comes in for the team, the Red Bull team. When I was interviewing, I'll talk about Red Bull. When I was interviewing Christian Horner, Natalie Pickman, and Naomi Schiff, and I forgot the other lady, the Irish engineer used to work for Aston Martin. They was interviewing him, and obviously Christian Horner was saying, "Oh yeah, we still got time with Checo." They were saying if Checo doesn't really live up to expectations, who are you going to put in the car? That's what Natalie Pickman said. And Christian Horner said, who would you put in the car? Talking to Natalie Pickman. And the reason why he was talking like that way, in a very sarcastic way, in my opinion, is because Daniel Ricciardo obviously is the one who wants to get in the car. Daniel Ricciardo is the stepfather to Natalie Pickman's kid. And he was going, oh yeah, what do you think? In a like a bully way, in my opinion. It looked like it was like a very sarcastic, bullish way. That's how I looked at it. And when he walked off, the interviewer said he's very, 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 very defensive. And he was very defensive because he knows that the constructors, all right, Max Verstappen, if he wins the world title, yeah, that's good for him. Yeah, another world title. But if the money is from the constructors, now we know what's going on with. I don't know what's going on with Christian Horner. We know what's been going on with cases. I'm not going to mention that today because that ain't my business. But the point is, if Red Bull lose out in the constructors, that's a lot of money. And that's what they want the most. Christian Horner can come out in the media and he can say the driver's title means the most to me. Oh, it's not. It's the constructors. Everybody knows it's the constructors what means the most because that's where the money kicks in. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, Max Verstappen got P2 today. He really should have got P3. Just Oscar Piastri messed up in sector 2, cost him, but he still got the third place. First was Lando Norris. We all know it's just plain and simple now that we know that we've got the fastest car, McLaren, and that's what the argument was about as well, about the car, about the speed of the car. When he walked off, the Irish girl says, "We all know that they're not the dominant forces they used to be," and I think that's what's stressing the owner, right? I don't care how much grey hairs you get. I'd rather get more grey hairs. I don't really care. But anyway, Lewis Hamilton, the biggest story of the weekend that Lewis Hamilton's out of Q2. But Lando Norris got the win. I'm just going to briefly go over it. I can't be too long because I'm going to go and do a watch along. In practice 2, because I didn't watch practice 1, in practice 2, there was a lot of wind. People were locking up like Checo, George Russell. Everybody was locking up. Hulkenberg was locking up as well. Max was losing the rear on the radio. He was saying on the radio that the rear of the car is all over the place, which it was, which I'm not going to argue about. But at the end of the day, right, it was a weird session. But I think Lewis Hamilton, did top practice 2, I think. But practice 3, a lot of it was raining, but there weren't that much running because Logan Sargent crashed his car and he went on fire. So it doesn't matter what driver I dislike, and I do like Logan Sargent. I don't think he's just not suited to F1. It's just the way it is. There's one thing I say: when someone comes off their car or crashes into a barrier, I do not want nobody to get hurt. Nobody. At the end of the day, it's a sport. I don't want no one to get hurt. No one. When Logan Sargent came off, he quickly jumped out and he caught fire, the car. So the people came on, cleared his car, and then I think basically that was a session over. So practice 3, there weren't that much running. So usually when you get drivers, they use practice 2. They use practice 3 as a guide what they're going to do in qualifying. So a lot of the drivers didn't get no running in practice 3. So it is what it is. Qualifying started. Lewis Hamilton, I think he topped the charts in qualifying 1. He was at the top. Everybody thought, right, he's going to get pole. Didn't happen. Q2 come out. He had that problems. He had that altercation with Perez. saying that he was blocking him. It wasn't. Perez started flipping, complaining on the radio, saying, I want respect, whatever. The pressure's on him as well, because if he doesn't perform, he's out of the car as well. He might say, oh yeah, I'm here, got another contract, but Red Bull, we know how Red Bull are ruthless. Get rid of him just like that. So Lewis Hamilton's out of Q2. Q3 came. Max Verstappen went out. I actually saw Max Verstappen coming out of the pit lane. He was just passing people for fun in a dangerous way. This in a dangerous manner. Again, stewards not even noting it, but we know how they are. So Max Verstappen went on his first run. He got the fastest. Then Lando come back at him, and so we knew this was going to be a duel between the McLarens versus, let's say Lando versus Max Verstappen. So the last stint, Max won again, got the fastest. Lando come back at him. I think the first sector was Max, and sector 2 and 3 was Lando. And Lando got pole, and he deserved it. Big up. It'd be good if he could get the race win. I know Max Verstappen is gonna have to take a penalty soon, engine penalty, which would be very interesting. If he takes the engine penalty and really don't get much points from it, he's gonna lose. Obviously, he has to be at the back of the grid. If Max Verstappen takes a penalty and Lando Norris wins that race, that might be interesting. But we'll see what happens. Lando Norris got pole, well deserved. Second was Max Verstappen, and third was Oscar Piastri. So let's go through the final results, and then I'm going to head off. The results for, let me just do the results for practice 3. Pierre Gasly was the top of practice 3. Pierre Gasly, because he got rained off. Nobody could do this split. He got rained off after 20 minutes. Practice 2, I'm sure it was Lewis. Now it was George Russell, Oscar Piastri, and Lewis. They were the top 3 of practice 2. So practice 1, Lando Norris, second Max Verstappen, and third Lewis Hamilton. So Lewis Hamilton was showing good times. So let's go straight to the qualifying and that finish, and then I'm going to head off and leave you alone. Lando Norris got pole, second Max Verstappen, third Oscar Piastri, 4 George Russell, 5th place Sergio Perez, 6th place Charles Leclerc, 7th place Fernando Alonso, 8th place Alex Albon, 9th place Lance Stroll, 10th place Pierre Gasly, 11th place Carlos Sainz, 12th place Lewis Hamilton, 13th place Tsunoda, 14th place Nico Hülkenberg, 15th place Kevin Magnussen, 16th place Ricciardo, 17th place Esteban Ocon, 18th place Valtteri Bottas, and 19th place Guan Yu Zhou. So Lewis Hamilton's going to be starting for 12 tomorrow. That's if he doesn't get a penalty by the stewards. And I think he's still got a chance, because in front of Lewis Hamilton, he has got Carlos Sainz, Pierre Gasly, Lance Stroll, Alex Albon, Fernando Alonso, Charles Leclerc, Sergio Perez, all capable that he could pass them. And I know it's a track that is hard to overtake, but if he picks his time, he will be able to do it, in my opinion. So this is Solo P1 signing out. Thanks, guys. Remember to smack up that like button. I even forgot to put the banner on. Remember to smack up that like button. There you go. Smack the like button. I'm going to be heading off. See you tomorrow, guys, for the race review and Liverpool watch along and Liverpool review as well. So, guys, remember to smack that like button, and I'll leave you with the trailer before I leave. See you later, guys. I never got it. I've never got it straight. There you go. I got it now. See you later, guys. Bye.